to Agenda Edina, a news program summarizing the actions taken in these chambers that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. A committee of Edina residents is raising money for a veterans memorial that will honor residents who lost their lives in service to our country. The City Council approved the memorial in February and gave the green light for fundraising efforts to begin. 4 sites were initially considered for a veterans memorial in Edina, but Utley Park at 50th Street and Wooddale Avenue was eventually recommended by the Veterans Memorial Committee and Park Board because of its visibility, serenity, space for formal ceremonies, accessible parking, shade, and access to public restrooms.
We feel that it's an important aspect for the community to have a memorial that honors veterans who have served our country, and especially to specifically identify and honor those who lost their lives while in the service of their country.
The council stipulated that the cost to design and build the memorial not exceed $400,000. They also agreed to provide up to $30,000 of city funds for design and engineering. The rest must be raised through private donations. The council also agreed that all money must be raised before construction is approved. Those donations will be retained in a designated fund of the Edina Community Foundation. The engineering firm of Short Elliott Hendrickson will design and provide professional services for the project. February 10, 2011 was a special day for one Edina resident whose contribution to a local hospital is bringing peace to hundreds of people every year. Reporter Kaylin Martin has more on the story.
I came from California at the age of 90.
Elsie O Mitchell is not your typical 100-year-old woman.
I had a little difficulty getting to be a volunteer because I was too old.
She recently celebrated the proclamation of Elsie O Mitchell Day in Edina for her generosity and years of volunteerism.
So Elsie, congratulations. You want to come up?
It's a great day. This is February 10th being Elsie O Mitchell Day. Elsie's been such a wonderful benefactor for the hospital and being the primary funding for our meditation sanctuary.
Elsie was the driving force behind the Meditation Sanctuary, a special room for faith, hope, and healing at Fairview Southdale Hospital.
To have a thing where I could be doing something for anybody and everybody.
The idea for her meditation sanctuary started years ago when Elsie heard the word peace. She wanted a place for patients and their families to get away from it all. Her idea became a reality in 2009 when the room was built.
It just seemed like it was a fantastic addition to the building, and all because of Elsie. All because of Elsie.
All right, big smile. Right,
Elsie stopped volunteering when it became too much of a physical challenge, but her legacy will live on through her peaceful sanctuary. With Scott Denfeld, I'm Kaylin Martin, Edina 16.
Donations for the upkeep of the space can be made to the Elsie O Mitchell Meditation Sanctuary. The Edina Fire Department has some new equipment that fire officials say will help paramedics be safer, faster, and more efficient when responding to automobile accidents. The department recently purchased 3 vehicle stabilization kits that will be used to keep vehicles from shifting or moving after an auto accident or rollover has taken place.
Help stabilize that vehicle, so if there's anybody inside, the vehicle won't move around as we're trying to get in there and do patient care or try to extricate the vehicle.
Last year, Edina's paramedics responded to 180 automobile accidents. The fire department also recently received more than $120,000 in federal and state grant money to be used toward fire, emergency medical, and special operations. In January, the department received a $46,000 grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency to purchase 2 new sets of hydraulic rescue tools. Fire officials say the new equipment, which will provide a needed upgrade to their existing vehicle extrication tools, will allow them to better cut and pry through new high-strength metal alloys being used in new car construction in the event of an accident or rollover.
They're much stronger than the old ones. We're finding with the modern cars, there's some newer materials that they're using to build the cars, which makes it, our old jaws were pretty much obsolete.
The department also received more than $76,000 last month from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, which officials say will be used for training and equipment for the department's Special Operations Team. Edina City officials have settled contracts with all but one of the labor unions serving the city. Last month, the council approved 3-year contracts for the Public Safety Dispatch and Animal Control Community Service Officers unions. Dispatchers will receive a 1% raise for 2010, another 1% in 2011, and 2% in 2012. The city's animal control officer will receive a 1% raise for 2010, 2011, and 2012. The council also approved a 0.5% pay increase for regular full-time non-union employees retroactive to January 1, 2010. In January, the council approved a 2-year contract with the Local 49 bargaining unit. Public Works and Park Maintenance staff who belong to this union will receive a 0.5% pay increase for 2010 and a 1% pay raise in 2011. Late last year, an arbitrator ruled on a 2010 contract for police officers, giving them a 3% raise for 2010 and 2011. The city has yet to settle contracts for 2010 and 2011 with firefighters' Local 1275 union. Police officers put themselves in potential danger every time they respond to a call. A training program put on by the Hennepin County Medical Center last month aimed to help area officers prepare for some of those dangers and give them the skills they need when responding to unexpected emergencies. Agenda Edina producer Steve Christensen has more.
I'm in here, 100!
Rescuing a wounded officer.
Right over here, man. I think I got him down.
Was just one of the real-life emergency scenarios Edina and other area police officers experienced during a 3-day training program last month known as TEMPO.
Schultz, we need the ambulance.
The TEMPO, which is Tactical Emergency Medical Peace Officer, was developed in coordination with HCMC. It's a course that they offer which enhances the police officer's ability to provide service to its citizens.
Some of the training scenarios had officers working in the dark, raising their heart rates, as well as dip their hands in ice-cold water.
All the way in. Okay.
What we're trying to do is get them to do what we consider to be life-saving intervention skills automatically without the aid of having all of their senses about them.
Go ahead and open up your wound. Is in the upper left-hand side of your arm, right here. Right.
So we're putting on tourniquets and doing things that we may have to do in the field if an officer gets shot, and we're actually doing it under stress, which is more realistic.
Remember, this is a pressure bandage, so you gotta try to get pressure on there.
Training exercises included applying tourniquets, bandages, and packing gauze in a wound.
Someone shot in the leg. We have to do all this stuff. Take a look at it.
What we have here is obviously just a piece of raw beef, but what we've been able to do with this is create a model that actually bleeds. And what we want the officers to do is to be able to learn to pack a bleeding wound for hemorrhage control.
Take a look. Right there, go.
Officers attending the training say they found the skills they were taught invaluable.
It is designed more for what we do out there on the street and how we respond to medicals.
I don't know where the shooter's at. Officer down, officer needs help.
Police often enter situations not knowing what to expect. Those who attended the TEMPO training say they hope the skills they learned will help them handle nearly any emergency they encounter. For Edina 16, I'm Steve Christensen.
Stop scenario!
16 officers from Edina took part in the special course. Still to come, an old-fashioned school marm gives a group of girls in Edina a lesson in manners. But first, recognition for residents who have made a difference in Edina when we return.
Edina 16 presents Automobile Break-In Prevention. Hey there, Billy. What seems to be the matter?
Someone broke into my car. All my stuff is gone.
That's too bad. Did you lock your car up?
Well...
Billy?
Okay, no. Well, I just ran to the store for a minute. I thought it'd be safe.
How wrong you are, Billy.
Jeepers, it's Fast Hands McGilly.
That's right. Fast Hands McGilly, 5-time convicted felon of grand larceny, is here to tell you about theft prevention.
Theft of belongings is no fun. So here are a few ways to keep you safe.
Lock all doors and take your keys with you, even if you are making a quick stop at a store. And also, don't leave spare keys on your vehicle. An experienced thief knows all the hiding places. Install an alarm system that will sound when someone attempts to break in, move, or start your vehicle. Always activate the system when leaving. Never leave anything of value in plain sight, as they are easy targets.
Oh, just a reminder, make sure to roll up your windows so no one steals your stuff. Well, there you have it, Donnie.
It's Billy.
Okay, Timmy, I hope these tips have helped you out.
Boy, will they. Now I know what to do for next time.
I bet you do, Billy. I bet you do.
Hey, wait a minute.
Welcome back to Agenda Edina. We've all heard the proverb, it takes a village to raise a child. In Edina, Connecting with Kids, a citywide initiative aimed at creating a more supportive and caring environment for kids, is gaining momentum with the help of the village. Photojournalist Scott Denfeld and I have more on how some Edina residents and groups are making a big difference in the lives of Edina youth.
Right up there.
Arlu McPherson is one of the first people you'll see walking into Edina High School.
Well, I like to think of myself as the gatekeeper for Edina High School, or the air traffic controller.
Arlu not only handles checking in visitors and students to the school, she personally checks in with many of the 1,900 plus students.
I think every student deserves our attention.
It's that attention that helps Arlu connect with and sometimes help kids in need, like the student she noticed who frightened her a bit.
She always appeared very angry to me.
One day, a couple years ago, Arlu noticed that student talking with friends and crying.
So I started talking to her more, and she started to open up, and the life that she was leading at that time was incredibly difficult for her, and I don't think anybody in the school knew what she was going through.
As a result of their friendship, Arlu was able to help the student navigate her way through those hard times, and today she's thriving.
And she did graduate from Edina High School and is now in post-secondary schooling and is doing fabulously.
Because of her passion to help youth, Arlu was selected as one of this year's winners of the Connecting with Kids Leadership Award.
Good morning and welcome to the Connecting with Kids Leadership Breakfast.
Arlu McPherson is just one of 5 individuals and one group in Edina that received the Connecting with Kids Leadership Award.
She truly embodies our school vision of reaching and teaching every student.
So we should listen to what they're saying and to their life stories. And by doing that, we truly make connections that are lasting.
The other winners are Jim Chamberlain, Leslie Kriofsky, Margaret Lobeck, Bill Smith, and Rotary Rocks the Y, a collaboration between Edina Rotary, Cornelia Elementary, and the Southdale Y. Like so many Edina residents, all of the winners are helping to raise healthy and responsible kids.
You know, I think the program says a lot about what the priorities are in Edina, and I think that's important.
While Arlu says she's just doing her job, her colleagues like Vice Principal Jenny Johnson know she goes above and beyond.
If we had a staff homecoming queen, she would probably be it.
Along with honoring the award winners, Connecting with Kids also celebrates being chosen as one of the nation's top 100 best communities for young people by America's Promise Alliance. The city will again recognize members of the community who are leaders in human rights issues. Nominations are being accepted for the city's annual Tom Oy Human Rights Award. Anyone who lives or works in Edina is eligible for the award. Award organizers say nominees will be evaluated based on their efforts to foster respect and dignity for others, model courage and compassion in the advancement of human rights, and demonstrate leadership by example for improving human relations and advancing human rights. Nominations are due March 17th.
So the Commission is really looking forward to receiving more nominations of people who would be qualified to receive this award, people who foster respect and dignity in all people.
The city is also accepting nominations for the Edina Heritage Award, which is given annually to an individual, family, company, or organization that has made an outstanding contribution to preserving or restoring Edina's heritage resources. Organizers say this award is open to both residents and non-residents, but that the historic property or resource must be located in Edina. Nominations are due April 6th.
We're looking for people to really get out there, be creative, and submit ideas of properties who have really gone above and beyond for maintaining the structure from how it was originally built. And we're looking forward to getting nominations.
Edina Mayor Jim Hovland is also accepting nominations for his annual Mayor's Commendations in categories including connecting with kids, community involvement, individual service, outstanding senior, service club, and youth. Nominations for these awards are due April 8th. The Tom Oy Human Rights Award and Mayor Commendations will be presented next month during the city's all-volunteer recognition reception at Edinburgh Park. The Edina Heritage Award will be presented in May during Preservation Month. The City Council decided not to consider a request for tax increment financing, or TIF, for the Water Senior Living Housing Project planned for the Colonial Church site in Edina. The project's developer requested TIF funds from the city in order to provide 28 units of affordable housing. Representatives for the Waters project referred to the fact that the city has established a goal with the Metropolitan Council to provide 138 to 212 units of affordable housing in the city before 2020. They argued that this project would provide a good start in attempting to meet the Met Council goal. Council members indicated they would support TIF for some projects, but did not feel the Waters was a good fit. A computer giant is on its way to Edina. Microsoft Corporation will open a 16,815 square foot technology center in Centennial Lakes Office Park this spring. They plan to occupy about 52,000 square feet of office space. Microsoft says its technology centers provide a number of resources to enterprise customers and independent software vendors who are considering new technology solutions. Microsoft opened a retail store at the Mall of America late last year. Southdale Center is also getting a new anchor. The mall announced last month that Herberger's will occupy 135,000 square feet in the space formerly occupied by Mervyn's. The store is expected to open in November. A new food court is also set to open on the mall's second level in the J.C. Penney wing, with space for 6 food tenants in the area. The food court is scheduled to open by the holiday season of 2011.
We're going to have 6 new spaces, indoor and outdoor seating, with a nice fireplace outside, so for the early spring users and late fall users as well.
Southdale officials say they will also reconfigure its tenant spaces with hopes to make navigation easier for Southdale shoppers. For years, the Edina Historical Society has worked to give kids a glimpse into the past. Now they've shown a group of Girl Scouts just how important good manners were long ago. Edina 16 Scott Denfeld has more.
In a regular museum, they could look and they could listen, but that's about it. But in my museum, they come dressed as pioneers. They sit at pioneer desks and we learn pioneer lessons.
Carol Kuhlman is head school marm at Cahill School in Edina.
We are a living history program in an authentic Edina school built in 1864.
Recently, the school did something they've never done before.
Today, a very special event, the Historic Manners Tea.
So I want to welcome you all to Cahill School's Manners Tea.
We've been wanting to have something like this for some time, but it takes planning, and to find teacups for everyone, that takes a little doing as well.
And as preparations took place, a group of young, eager Girl Scouts looked forward with anticipation, according to Girl Scout leader Martha Anderson.
Yeah, very excited about it. They've all been dressing up and planning their costumes for a few weeks now.
What we're doing today is I have prepared a little booklet from this historic 1800 Lessons on Manners book by Julia Dewey that we will review in the classroom.
Now eat and drink with respectful quietness.
Some manners tea, so we're hoping that they learn some good manners that they maybe hadn't heard of before, and again from that age, which was a beautiful time, to maybe carry some of that through to today would be really great.
After classroom lessons were over, the group moved to the historic Grange Hall to practice their good manners.
And I've got books here for you to balance on your head.
Activities included making potpourri gift bags and learning poise and posture while walking with books on their heads. The finale of the morning began with an introduction and curtsy from each little girl,
Excellent.
followed by a multi-course lunch and tea with their mothers. Finally, Marm Kuhlman offers the girls a quote that sums up the message of the day.
Do not underrate the value of a diamond in the rough, for after a cutter's tool and polish, it commands great value. You young ladies are like diamonds, and when you use good manners, your polish and brilliance will shine ever so much greater. That's what good manners are.
For Edina 16, I'm Scott Denfeld.
The Manners Tea event with the Girl Scouts was the first of its kind. The Historical Society hopes to have more events like it in the future. We've made it through another Minnesota winter, and this month marks the first day of spring. Thanks for watching this month's episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.